Hi, this is Les Levine, the self-proclaimed voice of truth and reason in Cleveland sports. One man's garbage is another man's gold, or something like that. If you're a New England Patriot fan, that 13-3 Super Bowl win over the Rams was gold. And even a poor, by his standards, game by Tom Brady added to his legend. He's now 6-3 in the big game. And Bill Belichick knew the stage was way too big for both Jared Goff and Sean McVay. And at some time during the game, he realized he didn't need to get into a shootout to win the game. I think that McVay was totally outcoached, and he played it close to his vest. First impressions may be lasting. Right now, my first impression is that Goff is overrated, and that Belichick and Brady are not. There's something to be said for just walking off and tipping your cap to the crowd, but I don't think that Brady and Belichick are ready to do that just yet. More Sports and Les Levine starts right now. From the worldwide headquarters of More Sports and Les Levine, it's a Monday night, it's a brand new week. Good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to More Sports and Les Levine into our 23rd consecutive year, seen exclusively on cleveland.com. And of course, normally Tuesday nights reserved for Bud Shaw, but because of the Super Bowl or the non-Super Bowl yesterday, we bring him in on Monday to tell us why it was a non-Super Bowl. Hello, Bud.
Well, Les, you might not want to hear this from me, but, you know, for many years I've suspected that I'm getting old. And now I know it because I enjoyed that game.
Really?
And apparently I'm the only one.
Well,
what's
you're
wrong
among
with
the few.
Great defense?
Well,
it's not like they were shutting down the Arizona Cardinals.
Is that what we saw, great defense?
I think we did.
On both sides?
We had the best defensive coach in the history of football on one side of the field. And we had a pretty good defensive coordinator in Wade Phillips on the other.
Right.
Who looked like he had Tom Brady kind of wondering what he was looking at.
Didn't hit him very often.
No, I didn't hit him very often, but it looked like he had him confused early on.
Okay, I know you were listening to my voice of truth and reason.
Who wouldn't? Who couldn't?
Where I said, what did I say? I said that Bill Belichick knew early on that it was his game. When Brady throws the interception on his first passing attempt and Los Angeles comes back out 1-2-3, Belichick knew he had the game because I believe that McVay tightened his vest and said, I'm going to keep it close and somehow find a way to win. And Belichick said the same thing too. He says, I don't think I have to do anything crazy here.
Well, what would constitute crazy here? What did you
see any trick plays?
No, I didn't see that from either side. And I would have thought the Rams might have done something along the lines of what the Eagles did last year just to sort of shake things up.
I guess that's what I'm saying.
And I was a little surprised at that. I'm not so sure that I think Belichick and Brady ran into a defense that's pretty good. I'm not so sure they could have done a lot more and chose not to.
But here's what I sense in talking to people today, that they said that a couple of guys said, you know, I bet the game and I bet on New England 2.5 points, and I never felt in danger of losing the bet.
I believe that. Yeah, I mean, as I was watching that, I was wondering what would have to happen. Although, I'll say, Jared Goff did throw a pass into the hands of Cook in the end zone that would have tied the game late in the game.
Yeah.
So
there was another one, though, that my man crush Tony Romo said that he threw long on one pass. 20 yards back, he had a wide open guy that probably would have scored. I did see that,
yeah, and I thought there was another one where he did have a guy wide open in the end zone and was slow to get the ball to him. So much so that a Patriots defender was able to get back and break it up. I'm not pretending that Goff had a good game. I don't think he did.
No, I don't think he did.
And I do think McVay was outcoached.
Well, then you did read my voice of truth.
Yeah, but I would say that about a lot of people that have gone up against Belichick. I mean, it's not like he got outcoached by Hugh Jackson, right?
That's right.
That's different. I'm just saying, it's different.
216-575-0403 is the number to call. You can email us during the show. That email address is reallesLevine@gmail.com. Bud Shaw with us. Paul Hoynes will get with us tomorrow. Might be his last appearance before he heads down to spring training. Speaking of spring training, the Indians picked up a pitcher from the Miami Marlins. And your thoughts? You don't have many.
Adds another right-hander to the bullpen. Nick Wickren appeared in 32 games last year and had a reasonably effective season, 2.94 ERA. Listen, they got to bolster the back end of that.
Yeah.
And
what are they going to do? Just throw numbers out there and hope somebody sticks?
Probably.
Yeah. 216-575-0403. Let's check out headlines for the day, which are brought to you by Northfield Park, your home for live and simulcast racing. Rodney Hood traded to Portland, and Nick Stauskas comes here, the Michigan grad, but I believe that he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. Cedi Osman will miss Tuesday's game against Boston. So will Kyrie Irving. Is there something to Kyrie missing these games here?
I'd almost have to think there is, even though there's no evidence of it.
Right.
He's a quirky guy. He's a strange dude.
And just doesn't want to play against Cleveland.
I don't know why he would not want to. It's a night to really pad your stats.
What is more likely to happen? He winds up in New York. He winds up in Los Angeles with. That one is still unbelievable that there's even a thought that he could wind up with LeBron James.
I know. I mean, that would be the all-time, not the all-time, but that would be another only in Cleveland moment, right? Where he asks out, and because he doesn't want to play in LeBron's shadow, and 3 years later or 2 years later, whenever it is, he shows up and they win another title in L.A.
You rooting for LeBron's team, L.A., the Lakers, to make the playoffs or not?
Yeah, I would like to see them in the playoffs.
Right.
Because I like watching LeBron James play basketball. So I think the playoffs would be lesser if he's on the outside looking in.
All right. Well, you've heard my opening comment already tonight. Now let's hear what Bud Shaw has to say with his opening comment.
All right, Les. I have a confession to make.
Oh.
Remember those taxi cab confessions where people would, that's not quite like that, but this is something I was afraid to admit for a number of years here, and I'm about ready to come clean now. I like the New England Patriots.
Oh my God.
There you have it. I also like the Warriors, by the way. Is that okay to say in this town?
The Golden State Warriors?
Yes. I like and admire the Patriots, and I realize that's kind of, akin to singing the praises of the IRS, right? Not real popular with people. But they play a game without visible ego. It almost seems as if they put as much or more time into their offensive and defensive sets as they do their choreographed TD celebrations. Can you imagine that? They don't even think about those during the week. Name 5 guys on their defense. Les, I'll give you a minute. Go ahead.
No.
Okay.
Will Falk. Oh no, that was 10 years ago.
Name 3 guys on their offense.
Teddy Bruschi.
Other than Brady, Gronkowski, and Edelman. Sony Michel. You could probably come up with 3. But my point is,
Burkhead.
They play in that team concept that every team wants, every fan in the NFL wants their team to play that way. And yet the Patriots do it, and people despise them for their success. Also, maybe for their cheating, okay? All right. I thought I'd say it before somebody else did. But long ago, we stopped thinking of Tom Brady as a 6th-round pick. We stopped thinking of Bill Belichick as a failed Browns coach. But those two have earned everything they've got in this league, and what they've earned most is legendary status. And we ought to be able to at least say, well done, right?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
You have to. I mean, I keep forgetting as every year goes by, that's more and more people who that come into our world who weren't here when Bill Belichick was here and think that we pushed him out and all that other stuff. By the way, for the record, we didn't. We, the media, you, the fans, didn't push him out. He was pushed out by Art Modell. It's unbelievable what he's become, and I just want. But just like in baseball with Tony La Russa going to Dennis Eckersley for the 3-out save, and Mariano Rivera with the 3-out save, that's because they could do it. But with 30 teams in Major League Baseball, there's not 30 players like those guys.
No.
Same thing with the New England Patriots. You can't just say, go into the locker room and change the culture over. He's got the most amazing culture of any team in any sport that I could ever remember.
Yeah, he does, and he's also a guy that is capable at this point in his career, and has been for a long time, of running the personnel department also.
Correct.
Maybe not on a daily basis.
No,
you still need a GM and a player personnel person to do that.
But again, not every coach can do that.
No, and a lot of organizations, I think, have failed in thinking that the coach as king is a good idea, and they put somebody in charge. Hey, even Mike Holmgren out in Green Bay had to have that part taken back from him before they had success.
216-575-0403 is the number to call. More Sports and Les Levine will continue, but I have to come clean here. I had 2 teeth removed today, so today I'm according to Mike Bacon, our esteemed producer, or steamed producer, I'm the voice of Tooth and Reason today.
Oh, I like that.
216.
Why didn't he do my opening comment?
216-575-0403 is the number to call. You can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/More Sports and Les Levine, with new content posted each and every day. A little bit later, we will get into what some of you people had to say about the Browns and the Browns roster coming up for 2019. We'll come back in a moment. Bud Shaw is with us. More Sports and Les Levine continues exclusively on cleveland.com.
The Ohio Lottery Partners in Education program has been recognizing role model students and teachers since 2007. To nominate a deserving teacher or student, go to ohiolottery.com. In the About section, find Supporting Education. There, you can nominate students in kindergarten through 12th grade as academic all-stars. Teachers can be honored as the Teacher of the Month. Every school that participates is eligible for the School of the Year. The Ohio Lottery Partners in Education, where stars shine.
Birthdays for today. Neil Johnston was born in this state. Budinsky from 1947, born, was I right? I told you you'd like that one?
Yes, I
That's
knew
just
him.
an inside one between me and Bud. Lawrence Taylor, 1959. Oscar De La Hoya, or De La Renta. Jason Capono, who I thought was going to be good in the NBA, what do I know? And Duane Wagner, who I thought was going to be good in the NBA, but what do I know? He wound up being in the front office.
Duane Wagner?
Yeah. From Alaska.
There have been some very smallish, slightly built guards that were scorers but couldn't do anything else in the league and have passed through here.
216-575-0403 is the number to call. Let's start things off. Oh, you had something you...
I have a trivia question for people, okay? I'm only going to name 5 people here. I'm going to leave 2 out.